Oh, my voice is a little tired. I don't know why I didn't do anything today. It's just exhausting being me.
You choked on Chipotle.
I did. I choked on a Chipotle rice today. Worth it. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Bill and this is Trying to Stand, where I try new things in pop culture except in living under a rock. Today, I'm going to be listening to a new artist, someone I'm not familiar with, suggested a lot in the comments from you guys. I'm going to be listening to Dodie. Dodie? Her channel is Doddle Oddle? I don't know. Help. I'm going to be listening to her music for the first time. This is a list of songs that were most suggested from you guys in the comments. Thank you so much for sending your suggestions and for including songs. There were a lot of comments that just said Dodie, Dodie, Dodie. And I'm like, okay, but what? Songs always help. I want to feel anything but what I'm feeling right now. So as long as none of these songs are about stress or constipation, I think I'm in for a good day today. I don't think we've had anybody fun for a minute. I think the trend lately has been, let's make Bill sad. That's fine. We're all about expressing ourselves here. We're going to be starting with Monster. It's a cover of the Skillet song. I must confess that I feel like a monster. No?
You're right.
That's what this is? Is it really?
No.
I was going to say, don't mess with me right now. We okay?
I guess I'm human no more.
Ooh.
I've set my speech to shop.
Me. Oh, the ghosts are so cute.
Won't eat our words, cause they don't taste good.
Ooh, I really like her voice. Well don't, that's, no.
Like a couple of monsters.
Well, no, that's just littering.
Monsters here.
Oh, no. Been there, my guy. Not there, though. Oh, that's... Oh. I really like the way that sound. The video is so engaging. I love the way that it looked. There's so many characters I completely forgot that was, like, his ex. But I liked the idea of him like taking his heart back and like not letting someone walk around with a piece of you like that. That shift when a relationship starts to dwindle and end and how it can kind of take over your headspace for a while and you can start to judge yourself. You're in a dark place, like you don't feel like a complete person, like literally pulling the heart, going through that experience of trying to like find your footing, discover or rather rediscover yourself and who you are now, realizing that you don't want your ex back, you want to feel whole again. No longer letting someone have that kind of control over you. Cause like the lyrics, like I kept hearing it a lot. Her voice is lovely. I love how floaty and high it is. Like it almost feels like a dream. You think I'm a crazy bitch. Sitting with like that negative that was thrown out in like an argument or something that the other person used to like hurt you or belittle you, carrying it with you so much, but that it goes from like well, do you think I'm that? Like, am I to like, why would you say that? Like you start to see the metamorphosis of that next step of leaving a relationship with someone else, but entering a better one with yourself. It was just the horns that threw me off because like, wouldn't that be like a part of you? And maybe that was the point. It's like acknowledging that point in a breakup where you want to go through drastic change because you want to find something wrong with you. Slowly learning to let that go and live your life, but also taking back that part of you that walks away when someone leaves. I really liked the sound of it. It was a very like upbeat and like, it's a very different sound than what I'm used to, and I openly welcome that. It was so jarring to see a character go through so much negative while I'm being given this like really soft kind of buoyancy in her voice. I think it's just about like how warped you can be in your own image when someone treats you like less than or makes you feel like less than, and it can kind of stick with you for a while. And like the way that it can affect your day-to-day life and then also your attempts at other relationships. Wanting that point in your life where this person no longer has a part of you or has a hold on you. And like kind of giving you permission to feel that. It's bubbly and it's light and fun, but then the visuals, and then when you start to listen to the lyrics, it's like sometimes it lingers with you and it's like, It feels like somebody trying to, you know, still keep going and like still stay positive, but then like, you know, this kind of stuff messes with you, eats at you, takes up residency in your mind, and like acknowledging that. And next we have She. Ooh, that, I'm assuming that's her album art. I really like that. It's upsetting because I don't like, but I can't tell if those are drawn flowers, the flowers are dying. I think they're drawn. That looks so cool. Sorry. Oh, okay, please don't be about something sad. Kind of like Monster, it could go either way. She's so nice when she brings me cookies, or she is tearing up my heart when I'm with you.
Am I allowed to look at her like that?
Oh, yes, vibes.
Could it be wrong?
I mean, no, as long as you're cool about it, you know? Be compassionate and kind. Oh, man.
And she... I'd never tell. No.
Wait, what? Why not?
But it feels oddly good to her.
Oh.
Means everything to me.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Hell yeah.
When she's next to me, we could not be more far apart.
Oh.
A taste of nothing at all.
Shh.
Everything to me.
Yes, vibes. That was so heartbreaking. But that was so lovely too. Like just feeling how wonderful and beautiful a person perceives another person. Oh God. And like that impact of like comparing your feelings to taste and like pleasant tastes. You tricked me. I was like, oh yay, like kisses. Like this is about a lovely feeling in a lovely relationship in time, and just realizing that, you know, that other person doesn't feel the same way or might not even think of you in that same way, but not giving in to like the negatives, like still appreciating and admiring the feeling. Because I don't know, like I'm just an ignorant little shit. Like I'm sitting here and it's like, like you'd never tell, like go say something. Like no, like the beauty and like kind of letting it be and being happy that you feel this profoundly about somebody or can admire so deeply qualities of someone else. And damn it, her voice is just so soft and lovely. And I love too how the O's, I guess, at the end. I used to know the word, like an arpeggio, I don't know, but it separate and then harmonious. Like it felt like how it can kind of tamper your brainwaves a little bit. Like sometimes it stresses you out or it makes you like kind of like, you know, maybe I should, like kind of having that conflict there, or even just the conflict of like, you know, it feels like harmony to you, but it wouldn't be the same to her. But to her, I tasted nothing at all. Like almost like as if you were to kiss, like it wouldn't be the same. I really liked that. You can just hear like just beautiful pained longing even in her voice. A beautiful way to just lift up the person you're talking about without putting down yourself or the situation or the other person for not feeling that way about you. Like I said when I was first listening to the song, when it's like, am I allowed to look at her like that? It's like, well, I mean, be cool, like be considerate, and that's exactly what this is. It's just be cool, be considerate, but also be respectful. And I feel like this is the most respectful way you can have an unrequited love or interest like that. I really admire that. Oh, also I love that it's like crush, your love, your infatuation with somebody isn't returned. They can still be important to you. That's a beautiful cherry on top of this of this comforting sad Sunday. This is like the third video now where I've compared a sad song to like eating ice cream, and I'm sticking to it. Having that care for somebody like that also tells me that you genuinely care about this person. You know what? This is gonna determine the rule. If this is upsetting, no more songs with dates. I hate this. Unless this is, I give this movie a 6 out of 10, the song, because that's how I was first reading it for a while, was 6 out of 10, and I was like, are you judging me? My videos are 6 out of 10, they're at least a 7.5. Come on. Like, then I realized that it was a song in the Dodie suggestions. Okay, cool. Then I'm wondering if it's June 10th. I don't do songs with dates as titles. I don't trust you, Phyllis. June 10th better be the best day of your life, or you're giving something a D quality. I try my best to avoid these, but I don't pick what you suggest, and I don't make the playlists. Somebody else does that for me, so I can go in truly blind, like the Netflix show about love. Alright, Dodie, what are you giving a 6 out of 10? Don't like that. What's wrong with your shoulder? Oh, it's a dance. Okay, good. Oh.
Is there pity for the plain girl?
Oh, this is worse than a date song, but I love it.
I know that you don't want me here.
No, that's not...
Don't gotta get up early tomorrow.
Oh, shit. Is it anxiety? Or like stress? What's the shoulder? Oh, God. Cool. Thanks, Dodie. I guess I got what I wanted. It wasn't about June 10th. Damn it, that was so... Your voice is so lovely. That was so upsetting. Me. Your voice is really lovely. I loved the, I'll call it like that functional choreography vibe where it wasn't like life stopped while you danced. It was part of your movements. It was articulating your emotions, but like still while working in a restaurant, commuting, living, putting on makeup, like it's just something that you live with. Like you combined that stress, that pressure, that anxiety, that feeling, carrying that around with you in literally everything that you're doing. It really embodied that concept beautifully. Oh, God damn it. Like just struggling with like anxiety and depression and like putting yourself down, but like it wasn't just her, like the other people were feeling it too. It felt like maybe she was in an audition, like being someone entertainment, it made me feel like that feeling of like you're in a room with like just different variations of you. That is the most unnerving. I've never felt more like a bag of meat in my life than when I've sat in a room and it's like, oh, that's me, but in more shape, in less shape, taller, shorter, blonde. It's weird. You make a mistake, but it wasn't even like, oh, she felt like a 6 out of 10 after spilling orange juice in somebody's lap. Like she was already a 6 out of 10 to begin with, like just not feeling your best, and it's in different environments and different settings, and it didn't feel like so much like having a bad day so much as like having that constant anxiety. Even addressing like, I'm making you uneasy, aren't I? Worrying that if you tell someone else how you're feeling, you're gonna be like a burden. Also, it adds more just to your anxiety to even think about talking about it. It's that tragedy of like apologizing as you're expressing yourself. And the I know that you don't want me here really messed me up. It wasn't like one time or like a singular intense moment musically. It was just like such a matter-of-fact way of delivering such a strong lyric, such a strong sentence. Like it's just something that at this point you're used to feeling that way or perceiving that from others. I loved that like movement of like the sharp breathing and like pushing it back down. Work with it, adapt to it. Like she's still going places, she's still doing things, but like it doesn't make it less of a pain or a constant, but like still trying to find a way to maneuver her way around this feeling. Move forward and accomplish goals and tasks and set out just to even complete the day. The feeling's so melancholy and hollow. Like this isn't the first time or the first day of feeling like a 6 out of 10, you know? That just like made a ball of lead in my stomach. I feel like such an ass. What are you rating a 6 out of 10? And it's herself. But also like, thank you for expressing this feeling, because like then I like to think people listening to this, myself being one of them, it's like, well, I'm not the only one who feels this way, and I'm sure I hope it's impacted people that way. Like I treasure the idea of thinking of other people really needing to hear this from somebody at whatever point in life. But I didn't think that was plain at all. I thought that was beautiful. Like I said, it just reminds me of like working a restaurant and auditioning and like trying not to see yourself as like grading yourself, judging yourself, seeing yourself as like just a meaty prop that talks. Sometimes it really does feel that way. I really loved that one. But me. New rule, no math, no numbers, no songs with numbers unless it's a telephone number, 8675309. Me. It's another ad.
For what?
The global situation, the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. Alright. And next we have Secret for the Mad. I'm too scared to make a joke. If it's gonna be sad, it's at least gonna be pretty and thoughtful and nice. I trust you.
In a little bit of time it won't hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
Woo!
It'll all make sense again. But they love you so much that you won't regret it.
Yes.
And you think that I don't get it. But I burned my way through and I don't regret it.
Yeah.
Promise you.
Yes, those harmonies.
It'll all make sense again.
I think that's my favorite. It's already a beautiful message to give to others, both in justifying and reaffirming your feelings and their validity, but also that wasn't much musically. It was 100% the message, because it's that important. I admire I admire and respect artists that'll push forth the agenda of an important message before trying to construct something around it. It was just very honest and matter of fact, and it felt like the intention here was it'll be okay in your own way. Your path, your way out of this will reveal itself to you. Just don't give up. It just encouraging you to like keep that thought in mind. Even just like that one note just going the whole time, it felt like her lyrics are battling against that like single intense raw negative visceral thought that goes through your mind, being drowned out in your head. This singular thought just tapping, hitting you, and a very worthy but very willing opponent to that single thought, that single note. You're gonna feel like people don't understand you, addressing like, you know, all the stereotypes and things, like they're gonna help you one day. And yeah, it feels like no one understands, and you're right, to a level no one does understand, but like I promise it's going to make sense. You will understand. Oh, do we only get like one fun song in this? Did I already expend that? It just felt very honest, and encouraging you to persevere. That beautiful balance of you're gonna get through this, but also not removing any validity to what you're feeling or experiencing or going through. There's just so much care here. And like I said, you could tell instantly how important this is to her. There is an outcome here where you're still here and you're not dealing with this anymore. But you're not wrong for feeling this way. You're not less than or smaller or weaker for thinking this way. Just letting you know, like, you can get through this. I love that a lot. It's comforting without removing what somebody's going through. Thank you for that. Whew. Oh, well, this sounds uplifting. Sick of losing soulmates because we just always end up being best friends forever. Me. Please don't be dead. Like, if I have to pick between losing soulmates, like a breakup song, please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. Me, I'm sorry, I'm trying to make jokes. I'm so sad. And that's okay. It's okay to be sad. This is just what I do when I'm sad. I either cry my eyes out or I make a bunch of jokes. But I trust you, especially after that last one. You're wonderful. All right. We're closing out the night with Sick of Losing Soulmates. I believe it was on Guitar Hero World Tour.
It's also a cover in Trolls World Tour.
Yeah, it's also in Trolls World Tour. Link in the description. Me. Alright, I'm fine.
What a strange being you are. The hell would I be?
Whoo! The sentiment and that note. Oh, I'm scared. There's phone calls involved. Oh, please be okay. Yes! Yes, vibes. Okay, vibes!
We will grow old as friends.
Oh, thank God it's a breakup song. I mean, I'm sad that you experienced this.
We both know a break does exactly what it says on the truth.
That's a very uncomfortable and pointy dad. Oh, no. Oh, damn. No, go back to happy kissy Dodie, not serious wrapped in a towel Dodie.
I can finally see.
Damn, Dodie. Okay, well, not to be that guy like we established in Secret for the Mad, but hey, could be worse. I thought someone was gonna die, but I get it. And like, there's also so much here that I feel like I don't get that was so illustrated just enough. Like things I can't even imagine, like that like angry dad pointing moment while everyone's awkward at the table. It's like all these experiences that you share with somebody who's been close to you for so long. Like it looks like they were even like living together, and like so it feels like a bigger relationship. Like you don't catch me as someone who says soulmates and it's like, oh man, what a crazy 10 business days. Being there through all that stuff and like how important somebody is to you, and like struggling with letting go of who you were and like not wanting to completely let go of the person, acknowledging how important they are, how big of an impact they've had in your life, and then like losing all that. I get it as much as I can anyway, like going through obstacles, grief, stress, hard times with somebody, especially if they're a soulmate, a good person, and a resource for you in those times. Like you can't imagine that person not being in your life anymore. I get that. Trying to hide how you feel because you want to at least like, feels like you want to at least like stay friends or stay in touch or stay connected because this person is so important to you. But like that takes you into this other weird emotional realm and feeling in limbo, and you're gonna see them with other people at some point, and resigning yourself to a bit of a loss to keep somebody in your life. You know, it's a huge personal sacrifice. And yeah, it's like, how do we win? I feel like it's a really rude comparison, but it reminds me of like, yeah, losing someone in a relationship, but it reminds me of that feeling of like losing my grandpa, and like realizing when I wanted to talk to somebody about how much that hurt, like he'd be the person I talked to, you know? And it's like, what do you do when your greatest champion and resource and ally, when taking on what you want in life, the world as a whole, like what do you do without that? Like that's something that's breaking your heart so much, and it's like that's the person you would go to, like that's your source of comfort, is now what's hurting you. And like going through that like montage of all these life events, both like, oh, good memories, bad memories, but also like positive and your negative firsts, and like that was the person who was by your side for good news and bad news. The nights of stress as well as the nights of love and kindness and sharing in so much, and trying to come to terms with the fact that like eventually one, if not both of you, is going to move on. Promising that you'll stay friends, and knowing that that might not be 100% true, or at least like how difficult it is. The plural soulmates makes me think that she promises these, like, when she goes through breakups like these with important people, she always tries to stay friends with them afterwards. So maybe it is just about repetition and how it's like wearing her down. But it also makes me think like, well, we were friends, like I promised you before we were together that we will always be friends. And like wanting to still keep good on this promise. But like, I guess the uncertainty of what the other person will do, like knowing where you're at, knowing what you're committed to do to keep this person in your life, but is the other person going to be up for it? Is it going to be weird? Is it going to be possible for the two of you to do that, but also not wanting to control the other person? Can we still maintain and protect that boundary, you know, if we do both try to be friends? So it's not only a question of will this other person keep me in their life, but then also will it work? Because that's just what happens in relationships most of the time. And I love that. I applaud like how open this is. Like these have all been very vulnerable, open, like just honest songs. Like, damn. But hey, I mean, if I'm just sitting here and I'm like, oh, please don't be dead. Please don't hold the candles in the purple laptop crying in the bed. I will lose my shit. But that was still like just so real and honest. And it's like, yeah, like what happens next, and being afraid of losing everything. And I think that also speaks to a lot of people's fears when relationships start to turn sour, is it's like, well, how do I maneuver this in a way to where this person doesn't cut me out of their life completely? Even if we can't have things like this, can we at least have things back to the way they were? I loved that. I don't love that you experienced this, but I loved that song. And her voice, like, God damn. Strong but fragile quality to it, like steadfast in her understanding of her thoughts and her want, but being so vulnerable at the same time. Calm and reserved, but so open. you know? Does that make sense? Her voice is just beautiful, and whether it's something that's therapeutic for her and expressing a feeling or a moment of life to others, or a message that she wants to convey to others of hope, of understanding, of self-love, of awareness and connection in these feelings and experiences, it's all done so beautifully. And I felt a lot of emotions and stress and sadness, but I felt constantly taken care of the whole time. Gently guided through this process as opposed to like, your feelings, shove. Here's my feelings. Like, I felt very cared for. And I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, there you guys go. What do you guys think? What do you think of my thoughts? What do you think of the songs? Are there more Dodie songs you want me to listen to? Are there artists you want me to check out? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video if you did. Subscribe if you want more. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I enjoy making them. Thank you for all you do to keep me sane during these crazy times. I hope I do the same for you. And while you're being mindful of others, remember to take care of yourselves, please.